Welcome back to another episode of Spawn Traps Hit Pause MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse podcast that is so full, so filled. I'm Till. I'm joined once again by Jordan.
How's it going, everyone?
Oh, you're super loud. Let me turn it down a little
Oh
bit.
my!
But yeah, we are continuing our Marvel Cinematic Universe Multiverse podcast. Because there's a new thing out, and that is Agatha All Along, a show that we have been so excited for. Everyone's favorite Marvel character.
I
You
know
said,
nothing about.
I know. This is actually one where it's like, sorry, I got the. Okay, so this is one where like I really don't know anything about this character. I haven't even seen this character come up in any comics that I read, so it's
Hmm.
crazy. I mean, there's like the classic panels I see when we're getting into like Wanda's history and like character arcs that she's been in.
Right.
Um, but other than that, like I don't know anything about Agatha, so I'm going into this one pretty much completely blind. And really the thing that I was looking forward to is it's around Halloween time. I'm excited for just the MCU to get weird. We're getting vampires, monsters, and now we're getting witches, and I'm like, yeah, just throw all that stuff in there. I'm excited for it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been looking forward to. We're gonna talk about all of that. You said you watched the first two episodes.
I did. Yeah. I think there's 3 out as of today,
There's three
but I
out. We're
watched the
only
first 2.
we're only gonna talk about the first two.
Yeah.
So I think this is a nice pace. I think the shows I haven't really been looking. Are the episodes about a half an hour each?
Yeah. I think they're about.
It's like
I think they're around 44 minutes or something. But
okay, they feel short.
they do because I think they cut early and then there's just like almost like 10
Yeah,
minutes of like uh whatever, like they just talk about the animators and the credits and stuff. So
yeah.
I don't think there was anything at the end, right? There was
No,
no.
there hasn't
I
been
think.
on even on the third one. You don't have to wait. So
Yeah, I was. I think I was waiting, and there's nothing. You know what's funny is you said like, and we're gonna talk about Agatha all along, and it took me a
yeah,
minute because I had forgotten what the
the show
title
is.
was because they had changed it so much. I was like, wasn't it? Isn't it Harkness or something of Harkness or the what was it called? What was the one of Harkness? It's like the
House of Harkness.
House of Harkness. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Tilly, you got the title wrong. I was like, no, he didn't actually.
No,
I was
no,
like, they've
because
changed it so many times, I forgot what the hell it was.
it was Agatha all along.
Yes,
That's the
Agatha All
joke.
Along. So yeah, the first episode is 42 minutes, and then the second episode is 44 minutes. So I nailed that on the
Yeah,
head. The
they
third
don't
one is
feel that
39
long.
minutes. No, they don't.
Yeah,
They're probably about half an hour. So this one that's 39
yeah,
minutes long, it's probably like 30 or 29 or 28 or something. So
yeah.
the first episode we'll talk about is called Seekest Thou the Road.
We're gonna wait to talk about that. We're gonna get dive all the way deep into Agatha all along. But first, we got a new trailer for something.
We want to talk
Um,
about we want to talk trailers first.
yeah, I want to get the
That's
quick
fun.
stuff out of the way before we
All
deep
right.
dive
Yeah.
into the shows. So we got a new trailer for the Thunderbolts. This is Marvel's We Have the Avengers at Home. What'd you think of the trailer?
I actually like the trailer. I like
Yeah.
it a lot. So before we talk about the trailer itself, I just want to talk about what the team is comprised of. I have a picture of them
Mm-hmm.
up here. So we have
I'll bring it up.
Yelena.
There's a shot of them in an elevator. I'm gonna try to bring that up while you talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a really nice poster of them too. You could put up
Oh
a
yeah, I
poster.
can't find the poster. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have a Yelena, who is of course an ex Black Widow. She doesn't have any powers, right? She's just super skilled, trained assassin, pretty much the same as Natasha Romanoff, right?
And,
No powers as far as I know.
and she looks good doing it.
Yeah. And then we have Bucky Barnes, who is a super soldier. So we do have one super soldier.
Hmm.
We have the Red Guardian, who is also a super soldier. And we have, is it John Walker? Is that his name?
John Walker, the
Yeah.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. So we have 3 super soldiers on
Oh,
this
there's a better
team.
look at his shield there too. It's just
Yeah.
a black and red circle
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be like
scratched up.
a rip off of the
Yeah,
Cap shield? So it's probably at this point it's faded a lot of its stuff. It's not
it's
vibranium though,
super.
right?
No, it's not. It's super scratched up though. So yeah,
Yeah.
this thing takes some damage.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at least it's been at least a few years since the
Mhm.
show took place. So,
Yeah.
did he have a baby in this trailer?
He did.
Looked like he
Yeah.
has a
So
family. Yeah.
him
Okay.
him and his I don't know if it was his wife or his
Mhm.
girlfriend in the show, but they
Yeah.
have it seems like they have a kid.
And then we have Taskmaster, who
Yep.
is she doesn't have
As Robert Downey Jr. would say, new mask, same task.
yeah, exactly. So she doesn't have any superpowers though, right? She might have like a chip
She
implanted in her head or
I
something that allows her to like scan
doesn't
everything.
she she
But
does
I
she,
don't
yeah, she copies everybody's moves.
yeah. She has like a chip implant in her head, but she's not a
Yeah.
super soldier or
Well,
whatever.
she's not controlled by anybody anymore,
Right.
but yeah,
But I think the
her
chip
ability is to like whatever she sees, she can copy.
yeah, which I
Yeah.
think is from a chip implant that her dad threw in her head, like literally
Right. Yeah,
implanted
yeah.
like a chip or something like that. And then we have Ghost from
Also
Ant-Man
new
2.
outfit too.
Yeah, I do like her outfit a lot. Taskmaster looks like they gave her like the I think like fans will be happy. It looks like the like classic
Yeah.
Taskmaster mask.
Which is
Um
basically supposed to look like a skull. So
yeah,
kind of it.
yeah. So Ghost is probably the only one other than the super soldiers. Ghost is the only one who actually has like powers, right? She can literally teleport through like phase in and out of like she can basically phase her body.
Well, you're forgetting about one character on this poster, and that is Bob. And
Yeah, I don't know anything about Bob.
it's gonna be great.
I'm sorry. I was
You're
looking
gonna
at
love
mine.
it.
Yeah. Oh, do you know who Bob is?
Oh yeah, everybody knows who
Right.
Bob is.
Oh, that's interesting. I do not know, but it doesn't look like he's part of the team yet. It looks like they get sent to like kill him, but then he's like, I didn't
Yeah.
get sent here or something. So it doesn't really explain a lot in the trailer. It's very confusing.
Mhm.
At one point, it looks like Bucky's hunting them. So, um, at some point, they're all supposed to try and kill each other, but it looks like they all have a common enemy or something. Um,
Bring up that trailer again.
but
It's
what I was looking at I was like, man, like Ghost, like I just rewatched Ant-Man 2 recently. Ghost literally puts her hand into Hank Pym and holds him by his throat inside his. And I was like, man,
yeah.
she might, other than the super soldier, she might be the most powerful on the team, other than Bob. I don't know. But
We'll see.
yeah, the her phasing is cool, and
Mhm.
I think like at the end of Ant-Man
And it,
2, they're trying to
yeah.
collect those, healing particles from the quantum realm for
Yeah, and
they call
then
it their new friend.
Infinity War happens, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully they got whatever they needed for her, like, that might just be
Well,
behind doors or something, but
he was stuck in that quantum realm with the stuff that he needed for 5 years.
for 5 hours.
Five, well, 5 hours to
For
Scott, but 5 years
yes, yeah, yeah.
for
But
Ghost.
but, her mom, Wasp, she did heal her at the end of Ant-Man 2. She healed her a little
Ye-
bit. So,
yeah,
Matt,
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if
yeah.
it's temporary or what, but I'm assuming she's not hurting anymore.
I'm assuming it is temporary because then why would they go into the quantum realm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless that was something that they were like, "Oh, you know what? We found, through Jane, we found" is it Jane? I think her name is Jane.
No, no, no. Janet.
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 They're like, "Through Janet, we found something that we should, harvest through the quantum realm." I don't know. It looks like at the very least, I'm assuming she's not gonna be in pain anymore, but she might have to like
Mm,
there might be something that she has to keep taking to like heal herself so that she's either not in pain or she doesn't
yeah.
like phase out of existence because I think her cells were deteriorating
Yeah.
faster than they
She was
were
dying,
whatever.
yeah. Now she
Yeah.
seems pretty all together there now.
Yeah, so this might be she looks like she might be better. But
Yeah.
actually like just watching Ant-Man again recently. I was like, "Ah, man, I actually really like her." So I'm glad they like didn't have to do a recast
Can
because that
we
was
I'm
like
glad you rewatched it. Is the movie as bad as you remember? Or is it good? Is it like better?
no, you know what?
Yeah.
Rewatching because we were just rewatching them all.
Yeah.
I was always like, man, where did Ant Man learn all these? Like, I was like, how is he like so like
Got
whatever? But
training, yeah.
I forgot that Wasp trained him to fight, and he
Mhm.
was already really agile from being like from doing heists and stuff.
Yeah, and
Like
also
he was
he
a
was in prison. They were like beating the shit out of each other in prison.
yeah, that's true. So I always forgot that he was like
Yeah.
sorry. More like more of a fighter than just some random guy they hired to use the Ant-Man suit. And I was like, because
Yeah.
yeah, I like totally forgot. But yeah, even the second one, I had a lot more fun with like the second one. I didn't mind the second one. It wasn't usually one that I would watch over and over again. I'm more of like a Winter Soldier. I like the guns and
Yeah.
ships falling out of the
I find the
sky.
second
So
movie fun. I'm like
it
I'm like
is.
I'm in the mood to watch that movie. I just watch it. Like I don't think it's the best movie ever, but I'm like it's such a fun movie for me that I'm like I'll
Yeah.
just put it on and have like just a good time watching it.
His friends' stories are the best part of those movies.
Yeah.
I love when he throws the little Pez and he hits it with a
Yes,
thing. He goes,
yeah,
"Oh, you got
yeah.
Pez.
Yeah, we
So we
missed
can swim
Louise
fast."
and the
Yeah, Louis.
crew in the third movie. Kind of sucks.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Thunderbolts though.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that happened in this trailer. I don't even know where to start because I wanna like do some like screen grabs and stuff if I can.
Well,
Actually, yeah, let's do this instead of the visual context rectangle. Let's take things frame by frame here if I can, but like
yeah.
not
I
like
do love
super
her new
far apart.
haircut. I love her
Yeah,
haircut.
she looks good. Florence Pugh always
Yeah.
looks good. So
Yeah.
let me just
Yeah.
forehead.
She's one of my
Got
crushes
Bucky.
for sure. Got
Bucky's
Bucky.
hair is back too. He grew his hair out.
I like the short hair look better, I gotta say.
The more important question though is how did he get his arm back from Rocket?
Yeah, that's true. Unless it was a duplicate. I
Yeah,
don't know. But he did put it in the dishwasher in this trailer, which
he
was
did.
weird.
That's why I posted on Threads. I'm like, listen, he needed to put it in the dishwasher because who knows what Rocket did with
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true.
it. Okay,
I hope
there's
they
John Walker's kid right here.
that would be interesting if like because someone catches him pulling out of the dishwasher and she's
Hmm.
like, "You're washing your arm now," and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just got it back from a raccoon." It'd be
Yeah,
hilarious if they like had like a side little mention or something in the show. I don't know how the hell he would have got his arm back, but
I don't
his
know.
arm, they're they've Guardians had their own thing, unless Quill brought it back with him.
Yeah, that's true. Because enough time would have passed between the holiday special and the third movie where he'd be like, "Hey, listen, I'm going back to Earth. I gotta take the arm back."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll get that arm.
Yeah, so we have John Walker just being miserable. He's not Captain America. Big explosion in the background while Florence Pugh just walks away, chilling. I never saw this before, freeze frame, but hang on. Why is nobody talking about this? So she's just chilling on her phone and be like, yeah, it's just an explosion, whatever. Her other hand is holding a hamster.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she just has a
I,
hamster
I
in
don't
her
think I
hand.
didn't notice with her hand.
I
I
didn't notice
honestly,
until just now.
I thought she had a sandwich. To be honest, I didn't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe she's causing the bomb. Maybe it's a
Yeah, I would
distraction.
imagine so. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's probably
it's
doing
got
it.
to be part of like whatever heist they're doing or
She just has
whatever
a
part.
random hamster.
Yeah, it's a gerbil. Okay.
Like, yeah, could I don't know.
I don't know
We
either.
got a bunch of. Oh no, so these aren't body bags. This is just plastic wrap. So here's
I
where
thought they were the
everybody
first time
is.
too, but
Yeah, this is where everybody's converging and finding each other and fighting each other.
yes.
There's Ghost's new mask. Actually, yeah, that looks really good. That's really cool.
Ghost new
Um,
mask. I forget what her old mask was. I think I liked her old mask a lot though.
her old one was
I
it
think I
was
liked it.
it was all white. Like her entire costume was all white. But
Yeah,
she
I
had
did
like
like her.
these like
Oh, because
lenses
like
and
she,
stuff.
yeah, she had like the time splitters look or something, whatever. She had like the
Yeah,
three little eye pieces on it. I think I liked hers. I,
yeah,
I liked her white suit though. I liked the white suit a lot.
yeah.
I was hoping either she would keep the white suit or Yelena would.
I think
Like
this
have
is an upgrade though.
yeah.
And we got Bob here making the introduction. Upset he's not wearing yellow, but fine, we got this.
I know nothing about him, so I'm gonna leave that a mystery to me.
This was supposed to be Stephen Yun's character, but he had to drop out.
Oh, Sentinel, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Is
there
that
you
what
go.
Bob's supposed to be? Sentinel?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I don't. Yeah, I still don't know.
uh,
Um, let's see.
there was some other things I wanted to mention in this trailer, but now I'm
Yes,
forgetting.
there is a scene with when they're in like a ballroom that looks like something from the first Avengers movie that I wanted to talk about.
Yes, I wanted to find that too. Oh yeah, okay. So this, if we can find it here, because there's this shot right
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Yeah,
That looks like Loki's staff to me.
yeah, that is Loki staff.
But
It's
how did
100% Loki staff.
yeah. So
Um,
are we back in time or because there's no way
no,
there's no way the Mind Stone is in that.
No, the Mind Stone wouldn't be in there, but the staff would still exist. Last we saw the staff would have been in Age of Ultron, when Ultron was taking the stone
Yes.
out of the staff.
Yeah.
They were in. I don't know where they were in the world, but I know they weren't in America when
I
that
think they were
happened.
in Germany, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Or
doesn't matter though.
Switzerland.
The it was in a lab.
Yeah.
Like they could just take in the lab the staff at any point. Um,
Wait, for what? For with are you talking about in Age of Ultron, like when he had the staff last?
yeah, when he had the staff
Yeah. I
last,
believe they were in
it was in the lab.
I think they were in Singapore? I think
Could
they're
have
in
been.
Singapore.
It was in Helen Cho's lab.
Yeah, I think that's in Singapore.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So yeah. So that's where that would have been picked up. It's been a long time since then, so could have just traveled. But this looks like the place where I could be wrong. This looks like the place where Loki was taking that guy's eye in
Yes.
the first Avengers
That's
movie.
that's what I'm thinking of. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, it looks exactly like the same ballroom sort
Yeah.
of museum thing, and then the staff is in
Oh,
there. I don't know.
this. Yeah, that would have been in. That was in Germany, right?
I think it was in Germany or it was like Switzerland or something because
Okay.
Cap makes a reference in there about the last time he was in Germany.
Yeah.
He saw a man standing above everybody else, and that's a throw at Loki. But I don't remember if they were actually in Germany or he was just talking about the last time I was like here. I can't
Right.
remember where they were. It was in Germany or like Switzerland or something. It was somewhere in
Yeah.
Europe. But the last time we saw staff was in, I believe, it was in Cho's lab, which I believe is in
Yeah.
Singapore or Hong Kong or something. And
What's
it was
interesting
a big
here,
city.
though, is there's giant posters in the background. Again, I'm just seeing all this for the first time. The staff I've seen, but
Yeah.
everything else now that we're doing freeze frame, I'm seeing everything for the first time. In the background, there's giant posters that look like individual Avengers, and it just says honoring heroes. I don't know what the first word above heroes is because it's cut off, but it looks
Hmm.
like it says honoring heroes. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah, it would say honoring heroes, and then it says Battle of New York.
Huh.
So
Interesting. Yeah.
this looks like some sort of showcase for like Avengers stuff that
Yeah.
happened at that time. Because there's other display cases in the background, but we can't see what they are.
Yeah.
And then also in the further shot, we got Val laughing, so she's part of this um,
Right.
gala, whatever this is. There's Bucky there watching her. Um, there's a couple other shots here. Bob with his suit all shot up, but he's fine.
Is that sure that's his suit? It looks like
Or
Scrubs.
yeah, scrubs, whatever. But they're all shot. They have a bunch of bullet holes and shit. But
Yeah.
he's fine. No, no.
His name is Sentinel. I'm
Yeah,
wondering. I'm wondering what his power is. I don't know anything about him. I've only heard of him. I just know he's yellow.
I can give you some books.
Can he absorb bullets and then fire them back out or something? Does he absorb
He
energy?
can't fire them back out. I don't think, but he
Mm.
is definitely bulletproof, as you saw.
Yeah.
Um,
This
this
is a
is a
sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
chasing. I think this is where Bucky is going to join the team. I
Yeah.
should have
Me too.
started the podcast by saying this is a spoiler podcast. We start that every podcast. I forgot. I'm sorry. We're spoiling everything here. Um, yeah, so this is probably where Bucky chases them down, is fighting them, and that's when he joins the team.
But we're not
Um,
spoiling much.
just
If you
whatever's in
didn't,
the trailer. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's just whatever's in the trailer. And this is all of our stuff is just speculating. So
I'm trying to be vague about Bob.
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah,
it's I know who he is and what's gonna happen. So that's
yeah,
but yeah, actually we got Red Guardian here, and then we also have I'm trying to get the shot here. There's the shot of them in the elevator.
yeah.
Um
We're missing Taskmaster in that shot though.
oh, interesting. Okay. I don't think that's all that we're missing, but this is gonna be Bob's belt buckle, I guess.
Mm.
This giant ass thing here. Um, yeah. So in the elevator, we are missing Taskmaster. We are
Unless
missing.
she's behind Red Guardian, but that seems weird. Or unless they're doing like a heist and she's flanking somewhere else. Like the only thing I just think of is like everything is in pieces, right? So nothing's
Yeah.
like in sequence. So some of those shots where they're whatever, it could be like, if they're in the middle of the heist and stuff. Like this is obviously after Bucky's
Someone
fighting them, so
someone made that point. I don't know if it was a shot in this trailer or if it was like oh yeah, yeah, it's coming up right here. This shot right here, or it might have been a similar one to this.
so wait, hang on, before you move that, who do we have there? We have John Walker, Yelena,
Mhm. You want to go left
uh
to right?
yeah.
Left to right, it would be Red Guardian, Val, U.S. Agent, Yelena. I think she's just going to be going by Black Widow.
No, on the
Um,
left, because on the left, the far left there, it looks like you got
that's far left is Red Guardian.
the one like walking off to the side, or are you talking about the
Yeah.
four by themselves?
No, no, no. The one. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah,
There
okay,
we
okay.
go.
That's Red Guardian. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's Red
then
Guardian. This is Val. This is U.S. Agent John
yes.
Walker.
Yeah.
This is Yelena.
Yelena.
This is Bucky.
Yeah.
This is
Go
Ghost.
Ghost. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is probably gotta be some sort of heist that they're setting up or ambush or something.
This
After this
is
is
this is Avengers Tower
Oh, is it? Why are they in the Avengers Tower? Interesting.
because Yelena wants to make the Avengers.
Oh. Hmm.
That's why there's an asterisk in Thunderbolts. Again, this is all my speculation.
Okay.
But because remember, I'm always wrong.
Yeah.
But from what I'm seeing here, this is her recruiting everybody. The Avengers don't exist anymore. This is taking place after um the next Captain America movie where the president wants to form the Avengers and
Yeah.
it seems like Sam does not want to form the Avengers.
Hmm.
And then this is essentially a government operation. So this is, I think, his
Yeah.
fan saying like, "Hey, we need to form the Avengers." So Val is forming the Avengers. That's why Thunderbolts in the title has an asterisk. It's
Yeah.
because it's not Thunderbolts, it's Dark Avengers.
Yeah. You think they're gonna change the title then, like
At
when
the
it's
end,
released,
yeah.
like
When it's
before release?
released, no, it's the movie's gonna be called Thunderbolts, but by the credits, maybe they'll say Dark Avengers or something. But
Interesting.
this is who the Avengers are because there's no Avengers right now.
Yeah.
They don't exist. So they're like, I mean, they're using this opportunity to say like, hey, we'll make the Avengers, but we don't have to make it like the goody two shoes Avengers. We can make it our
Right.
team of assassins, whoever we have available that we
Aren't
can
like half these
control.
people right? But like aren't half these people like wanted criminals?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is Marvel's. I love how people like argue about this. The basic comparison is this is Marvel Suicide Squad. I get that it's not the
Yes.
exact same thing, but it's their Suicide Squad. You can't
Right.
like skate around that. That's what this is.
Oh, for
So
sure.
this
That's what I
is
thought. That's what I thought of. I just so this
yeah,
is definitely like they're gonna like, yeah, we'll do this, and then the government's like, okay, you're gonna do missions for us, or we're gonna
yeah.
put you in a cell or some shit.
Because the
Maybe
thing
not.
about the Avengers is like they couldn't control them. They're like we're gonna do our own thing. We think like we need to have our own morality. We can't just do what the government says. These
Right.
guys, hey, you're gonna do what we say.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so yeah. So this is the Avengers that the government always wanted to use. So yeah, there we go. And this is I think that's pretty much it for Thunderbolts. I mean that's my theories about it. Um
Yeah, I don't have any theories other than like obviously we're like my theories as far as they go is that we're gonna see like Sentinel be recruited and these guys are gonna team up and there's gonna be some sort of
Sorry,
heist or
it's
takedown.
I've been getting it wrong the entire time and I'm just realizing it. Sentry.
Sentry. Okay,
Sentry.
I was like, I didn't think it was Sentinel, but I was like, I don't really remember. So I don't
Sentinel
know.
is the machines that attack the mutants.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Sentry.
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 That's like the big thing people are looking forward to. But I wouldn't like discount this entire movie or team. I think people are underestimating it because like we look for like what to look forward to in 2025 we got Captain America, Thunderbolts, and the Avengers and sorry, Fantastic Four. And obviously people are like, I don't give a shit about Thunderbolts. I'm like, I don't think you should like sleep on Thunderbolts. I think this is going to be a great movie and the consequences of this are gonna like
I'm excited for
affect
this
other
one.
things.
I will
So
say I probably wasn't originally, but like just after
mhm.
the trailer, I was like, all right, I'm back in. because I thought
Yeah.
honestly I thought I was gonna be kind of tired of um like the whole super soldier stuff, and of course we got three of them in this one, but
Hmm.
no, it's okay, it's all right. I think
Yeah.
these are like the last three super soldiers we have left, right? It's been a while.
Um,
It's been a while since I watched Falcon Winter Soldier, so I can't remember if any of them are in jail or any of them are dead. I
most of them
think,
died.
yeah, I think
One
so.
got away.
This
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. So in Falcon
is it
Winter
the
Soldier,
yeah
they talked to Sam. That's like, hey, the one guy who was like, I think he was in the helicopter or something. I don't know. But like he got away, he swam away or whatever, and we need your help to find him. But everybody else, the super soldiers that were left that weren't killed, they were all arrested in a van. One of the flag smashers, uh, like fans or whatever you call them, like the followers, was a
yeah.
cop there, and he's like one world, one people. So he's like, I got your back or whatever. But that didn't matter because Zemo's butler blew up the van. So everybody in the van died. We're assuming. I don't know. They're super soldiers. Who knows? But
All right.
I know at least one of the flag smashers who had superpowers got away.
Okay.
I don't think that matters though. I don't think Marvel really has a plan to bring them back. Like where they're gonna be like, oh, he's like Captain Flag Smasher or something. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't think there's any other super soldiers per se, but a couple other things I want to bring up before we get into Agatha All Along. Um, I don't have pictures for this, so we'll say on our cameras here. One, we have a director rumored for Spider-Man 4. I don't think it's been confirmed yet.
Um.
That's
Yeah. No.
Destin.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sure. Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. And I am so happy about that because
Yeah.
I love Shang-Chi.
The only thing I did, yeah, I love. I just rewatched that one too. Um. Yeah. The rumor I saw was that Tom Holland was in talks to work on Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man 4 in 2025, or he was going to
I would
begin
imagine
filming,
so.
but as a begin filming. So I'm assuming those are just, I don't know. I don't, unless it's like I see stuff for it, I just assume things stuff are rumors.
Yeah,
It's
I
too,
mean that's pretty like you throw that out there. Like just any
yeah.
like random I don't know what you could say. Um Mark Ruffalo is gonna appear in a future movie. Like like they
Yeah, for
can
sure.
you pretty much just say that. Like
Yeah.
that's an easy one to just bank on. So
Yeah.
the other thing here, we got a couple things about that rumored Vision Quest show.
Hmm.
Um they have a showrunner, which is Marvel now has showrunners for the shows. They didn't before. I think that's their new pitch. If you notice with Agatha All Along, they're not doing the Marvel Cinematic Universe intro anymore. They're doing Marvel Television. So that's their new division. I think they just don't want to have missteps like they have with Secret Invasion and stuff like that. So they want to make sure that and especially with Daredevil, the start of Daredevil, production wise, like halfway through it, it was a disaster. So they had to start from scratch and then develop Marvel TV. So this is it. So they have a showrunner. I don't have that much information on them. I don't think that's really important. The important thing is James Spader is returning as Ultron, which I'm
That's,
super excited about.
yeah.
Because
Man, his voice is so good for Ultron.
I know, and like no shade to the guy who did the voice in the animation, but like James Spader, man,
Yeah.
he's perfect for that. Um,
I
and
hate him in
then
The Office.
I love this character in The
Oh,
Office.
I can't stand Robert California. I
Yeah,
can't
Robert
stand.
California. It's really funny. And then we got a casting too, but I don't think it's really. I mean, we don't know much yet. So this is someone who is on Star Trek Picard. Todd Stashwick is going to be in the show. I don't know Vision's Rogues Gallery, so I don't know who that can be.
Yeah.
So, but um, I think that's it. I don't think I really have much other like important news to bring up. Other than there's like talks about Nova being in development. Brad Winterbaum pretty much confirmed it in an interview. I mean, that's not super important. X-Men movie gets a writer, but I think that's still early in development. It could be like Blade. They could just be like shuffling writers and stuff. Oh, sorry, we got a Venom trailer. I forgot about that. Did you watch that?
Yeah, didn't we talk about that last time?
It's the final trailer is what came up. We
No,
don't need
I
to
didn't
talk
watch.
about it. It's
I
just
didn't watch
more.
the final trailer.
Yeah, it's just more Venom. It's just
I,
more,
yeah, I
more,
got.
more stuff we don't care about.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a talk about how bad that
Yeah.
one is.
When does that come out?
I'm not sure.
Is
Honestly,
it this
I'm just.
year?
I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. I think I'll just wait till that comes out, and then you and I can talk about it, and hopefully it's better than the last one.
I'm down
Cause
for that. I'm down to skip it in theaters.
yeah,
October
we can.
25th. It's
Well,
it's in a month.
yeah, I just don't know. Like maybe that'll be when we talk about it. Like when it comes out, like in December or something, we'll talk about it around Christmas. Because I don't think I need to pay for that. I don't know. It could. I'll see what the reviews are. Because
Yeah.
they try to do Carnage and they didn't give us like the Carnage that fans want. They're
Carnage
like,
was I was fine with Carnage. I was not fine with Cletus Cassidy. They
yeah,
they screwed
but
up Cletus Cassidy. Carnage was fine though for me.
Carnage was fine, but the movie needed like actual like violence. Like it's Carnage. Like there was like no like
Yeah, well,
I want violence. You're gonna bite someone's head off. Like, let me see the corpse after. Like, don't make it PG-13.
I'm not that. I get it. Carnage, the
Yeah,
R-rated Marvel character. I'm not that hung up on that stuff anymore. Like they could, like you say, like that you can make Blade or Punisher PG-13. They have,
yeah,
like it can be done. You don't necessarily need to make everything R-rated, but there is definitely um a reason to make things R-rated. Carnage definitely fits that bill,
yeah,
but I mean, they start off with Venom. Venom is very much an all ages movie. Like,
yeah,
and I don't know. I don't know how you throw in an R-rated movie in the middle of a trilogy like that, but that's
yeah.
just
I
me.
guess. I
Um,
suppose. I just think. I just thought if you're gonna do Carnage, it should have been. You should do it like how the boys do their comment, like this. That's how it
yeah,
should
that's
be.
not that's not Sony's MO.
Yeah. Well,
What's
I
that?
don't know.
No, 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 no. That's not true. That's not true. Craven, Craven the Hunter is gonna be R.
And yeah, that's.
There you
I
go.
actually. It does actually look good. So I hope. I hope it. You know. I hope it is.
We'll see.
I don't know much about that
the
character. Something
The
about him just
room
he hunts animals and
I
species.
was reading stuff that was saying that the rumor is Sony is like they actually believe in Craven. Like they're like really they want to make sure like that one does well because they are really liking it, I guess.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe Craven will be the new hot movie franchise to usurp Venom for Sony because it
Yeah.
so far they're finding success with Venom. Um, you ready to talk Agatha?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's talk Agatha. We got episode 1 and 2 we're gonna be talking about here. And I don't know. I'll let you start. I mean, we'll go with the different scenes and stuff. But what are your overall thoughts on the first 2 episodes here?
Um, the first one, I'll be honest, I found it a little boring,
I
and
figured you would.
I found it like a little confusing. Like I was like, well, I don't know what's happening. I was like, I guess we're still in the town, and she was the
Yeah.
only one who was still under a
So
spell.
did you think that right away that she was in a? I know you said it was confusing, but did you think that she was in a spell, or did you think like she was just living in Westview, or did you think like this was a new thing that was?
Well, I thought she was still under a spell, so I was
Yeah.
like, "Is she?" Literally, I had like two theories were like
Yeah.
literally running together. I was like, either like Jess was like, "What do you think's going on?" And I was like, "Well, she's still either under a spell and
Mm-hmm.
everything she's seeing is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or just in her mind, or she's lost her powers and somehow she decided to take a what do you call it, a stab at being a detective.
Yeah.
But then she was such an asshole detective to like everybody around her, and I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way she's just going around and getting away with some of this stuff and treating people like this. I was like, she must still
Yeah.
be in her own head. So and then I wasn't sure if I was like, she's either under a spell still,
Mhm.
or I was like, does like when Scarlet Witch died, did the spell break? But then on the trailer said like, oh, it's gonna be so hard to remove a spell when the witch is
Yeah.
dead. And I was like, okay, I guess we're still under a spell. And then yeah, and then like the whole time I was like, well, obviously this body is Scarlet Witch, but
Yeah.
none of this can be real because I'm like somehow we're just not in the same country anymore from where Scarlet Witch died. She's apparently not under rubble anymore, and she just appeared in the woods with no other movement. So
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, this is
references and Easter eggs, just like the WandaVision show. So this is definitely meant to make you feel like it was a continuation off of WandaVision and jumping into the point of where Agatha's story starts.
yeah,
Um, I was very similar to you. I was like, this is either all in her mind, and it
hmm
definitely seems that way, or this is the evolution of the nosy neighbor role turning into the nosy detective, right? And
yeah,
that we didn't really see the jobs and lives of the citizens of Westview. So I'm
yeah,
like, this could just be them in the world, just like doing their job, and then Agatha's just like, this is her character role in Westview. But now I'm
yeah,
like, no, wait a minute. The first character on the stage, on the screen, Herb from WandaVision, not
yeah,
his real name. That was his WandaVision name. Same with like Norman or Norm and Dottie and all those other characters. And like those
right.
were their WandaVision names. Those weren't their actual names. And like so, this is all in her mind. Like it took me a minute to be like, no, this is all in her mind.
Yeah,
And
I was like, these are all just like these are.
yeah,
It was funny when she finally got out of the spell, and
hmm
they're like, "Oh," and she talked to her neighbor. She goes, "No, that wasn't. That's not my name. That's what
yeah,
Wanda gave me, and we don't really talk about her." And I'm like, "Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense." I feel like that whole city is just like, "Fuck the Scarlet Witch. She's a dick." So
So that's yeah. I mean, we'll continue with the first episode here. So what really should have given it away if I was reading the opening credits, which was a fake opening credits. It was the actual like citizens of Westview, like putting their names on the screen as if they're the actors in the show. And
mm,
then it was hold on, I just had it here. The name of the show is like based on the I'll say it right here. Yeah, and Mrs. Hart. Uh, It's gonna say like based on the like foreign series or whatever. Yeah, based on the Danish series Wanda Visdisen or something. And then it says Agnes of Westview was the title of the show.
yeah,
So if you weren't reading that, that was an obvious giveaway that this is just a fake
yeah.
thing.
I don't think I was watching that. I think I was on my
Yeah,
phone. I think I was
yeah.
like, I don't need to watch this. This is just the intro. Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna go back and watch that because that sounds interesting.
yeah. And then there's like different references and stuff to like the characters were talking about things that you're seeing that were referencing, the Scarlet Witch, stuff that happened in WandaVision and stuff, which I like seeing that kind of crossover.
hmm
But a new thing, which I don't think we've seen or heard before, was she was taking a pause in like in her house in like a kid's room.
Yeah.
So she had like all this like baby stuff or whatever. I'm like, okay. So does she have a kid? That's not something we've seen before.
Right. Yeah. I have no idea. I
Okay.
feel like I didn't get a lot from the first two episodes still.
Yeah.
Like I still don't really know what direction we're going. Um and I do you know anything about, obviously if you don't know much about Agatha, do you know anything about the character that we're introduced to? Like the one that she kidnapped?
The kid?
Yes.
Um well, I don't know who it is yet.
Okay.
Um so
Oh, that's true.
there's ever since the casting announcement, there
Yeah.
has been rumors online, and I think it's just speculation at this point about who it is. Um So I don't know. Do you want me to like say what it is then, since it's just internet speculation, or do you think it's going to be spoilers?
Um
Because I'm not
no.
convinced.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
you
very
can.
possible.
We're speculating, so I have no idea. So like,
Okay.
I'm totally into any ideas the internet has or whatever.
Episode 3 throws that like in question. So
Okay.
I will say, the internet rumors has been that that kid is actually Billy Maximoff, Wanda's kid, the one who had the magic abilities,
Okay.
who is
Um.
he's supposed to be gay in the comics too. So I mean, they kind of have the profile, same hair color, same like magic ability and stuff, or interest
s-
in magic. So
So would he be from a different timeline then, since our Wanda didn't have kids?
I don't know. Again, I'm
Hmm.
not convinced that's who the character is.
Right. Okay. Could be a character, could be just a new character or someone the character is based off of. But
Yeah.
it's interesting because this character, that's the one that we find that she was doing an interrogation, and then she goes
Mhm.
back to her house after she gets out of the spell, and she goes, "Oh, the kidnapping was real," and she actually
Yeah.
kidnapped. So she kidnapped this kid who
I
broke
love
the
her
spell,
starting to
right?
piece everything together too. Like when we see the
Yeah.
real world bleed into the fake world,
Right. Yeah. That was.
it was done so well. I loved it.
Mhm. Now, so obviously this kid must be very powerful if he was able to break Wanda's spell for her and release her from like whatever hold that she was in.
I think that's what he said, right?
That's what he said he did. I'm
Oh,
not
that's in the
convinced that it's.
second episode. Yeah.
I'm not convinced that it's done, but I'm convinced that he at least opened her mind to whatever's going on. But
I
yeah,
think Rio, who is I think that's her name, Aubrey Plaza's character. I think she also helped in that regard. Because you
okay,
kind of see her like she knows that she was in a CSI style show with
right,
Agatha, and she's like, "Really? This is the role you want to play? All right, I'll play along until you like break out of it." Um, but I think she helped with that. I I don't know anything about their history or their fighting or whatever. It seems like they can't kill each other, but they want to.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I like that. I like that actress too. So this,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure that out too. I couldn't tell if she couldn't kill her, but like she even said that she's like, "Oh, you don't even have your powers anymore." And I'm like,
Yeah.
obviously Agatha must have some sort of powers,
But
otherwise,
she
oh,
also said
ugh.
that she can't be killed because it's not allowed. I don't know
Mm,
what that means.
yeah,
I'm gonna forward it through the episode here. See, oh yeah, there's her locket that has the piece of hair in it. That was her mother's. I don't know if you remember, or the little pendant or whatever. It was in the first. It was in WandaVision. She killed her mother and then she took it off of her. The brooch. That's what it is.
Agatha did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't really remember much
that's
from
seems.
WandaVision,
Yeah, it
which
seems to
sucks
be
because
like a
like I
key thing for this show, but
yeah, like I feel like I should have rewatched WandaVision for this before this, but like I just couldn't do it. Like I
I
just
would have. I've rewatched the show so many times, so I'm like I don't need to.
yeah,
Um,
just
but
also
yeah,
don't have the time.
yeah, I know that's the other thing. I'm like, nah, it's coming up too quick. I can't fit that in. Um, yeah, and then yeah, so that's pretty much episode 1 where she was breaking out of it. The thing that we didn't talk about is her finally breaking out. Uh, that scene where she's like talking to the guy who was playing Herb. I know that's not his name, the
Yeah,
character's name, but she's just running down the street naked, and all the neighbors are like, "No, I don't want to deal with this."
yeah, yeah. Because so for this town, because she's like, "What have I been doing?"
Yeah,
And so she's
'cause-
been stuck, still being Agnes, and the whole town is probably like, "Jesus Christ, we
yeah,
can't even do anything about this." Like, I don't know. I wish we kind of saw like from their perspective a lot more. Like, I wish it did like more. When
yeah,
she's like, "What have I been doing?" I kind of wish they did like a little like flashback, funny thing, and just seeing her like either being nosy or just like pretending to be a detective would have been hilarious.
yeah.
Like, just
Because
like, and then
you
like,
kind of get like some of their phrases like
yeah,
in the show, like, "Oh, you're not really yourself,
yeah,
Agnes," and um, or this isn't like you, or something like
Yeah.
that.
It would have been so funny to watch her like in
Yeah,
a spell or like on autopilot or like, if we
yeah,
saw like a doorbell camera and she
yeah,
kidnaps that kid and starts interrogating him and
yeah,
but it's just
exactly. Yeah.
again like I wanted to see all that. I wanted to see it from the outside perspective,
It
not from
it
hers.
I'm like picturing when the guy with the mustache he's playing like the lead
Yes.
detective or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he comes in and he's like, yeah, someone from the FBI is coming to work with you. I think that's just like Rio coming in like, hey, I'm looking for Agnes. He's like, oh yeah, it's my neighbor. I'll introduce you. He
Yeah.
just like knocks on the door, and that's just she's like, oh, my chief's here, and he's introducing this character that I hate.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so it was so funny when you're
Yeah,
like she's like the chief or whatever and she's like
yeah,
talking shit about him and whatever and like not taking orders from him and then he's just the neighbor who's like trying to get
yeah.
the kids back inside the house from this naked girl. So
Um, I got a couple questions here actually. Now that I'm watching this, one, she's still in Ralph Boner's house, right? Her husband Ralph, or the guy who played her husband Ralph.
um
Where is he?
yeah, I don't know. That would he probably moved out because this Agnes lady probably wouldn't. You have an Agnes lady who just won't move out, or
Yeah,
you're like, oh, we've all been broken out of the spell except for this one character. I don't think
yeah.
I would keep a living with a person who's under a witch's spell.
Can't really
So
sell your house either, because like,
yeah, you got a crazy lady living in it.
yeah,
But I feel like it's wild that no one dragged her off to an insane asylum because that's kind of
yeah,
where I thought we would have found her, or we would have found her like in some sort of witch's
yeah.
coven while they're at least they were
If maybe she
watching
was
over
like
her.
harmless and not like
Yeah.
hurting anybody, then they're like, let's just
The police
check
are like, "There's
check
nothing we
in
could
on her.
do. It's
Yeah,
just crazy
yeah.
Agnes." Yeah. I don't
Uh,
really know because I don't really remember the other show that well, so
yeah. It
can't
was
remember
just the
anybody.
the guy the guy who played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. Uh, he was playing the role of Ralph Boner. But also a recasted role for Wanda's brother. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a triple layer joke in there. Um, but yeah, that's supposed to be his house, and I guess yeah, he's just not in the picture. The other question I have is Senior Scratchy, the rabbit, still around. Um, in the I remember a behind the scenes thing for the first for WandaVision.
Yeah.
They're talking about the bunny having a bigger role, and he's supposed to be some sort of demon that was supposed to like fight either Wanda or her kids or something. Like he was supposed to have like a bigger role in the movie or in the
I don't
show.
I don't remember anything about a bunny.
But so Agatha has this bunny that she like pets and like holds around, and then she like
Oh yeah.
caught like a bug, turned it into a bird, and then like threw the bird at the bunny, and the bunny ate the bird.
Hmm.
And his name was
Don't
Cinder
remember.
Scratchy. And she brought the bunny around everywhere in the TV show too. She's
Yeah.
like, look, it's the star of the show. She had the bunny there.
Um.
I need to rewatch WandaVision with you to like point out all the like the references.
Yeah. For real. I should definitely for sure need to watch it
Yeah.
again. Just a quick. Like I don't want to dive into her personal life, but was she sick at all, or did she just like lose a lot of weight? I was just kind of curious with
The
like the
actor?
actress. Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't know. I don't know if I've noticed.
I don't remember
Was
her
she
being bigger. I just thought she just looks really like there's a couple scenes in this where she looks really really good, and then there's a couple
yeah,
scenes where she kind of looks sick. So I don't know if they're just like it's the witch's role or I don't know if she was ill, but
in the trailer or in the show?
in the show, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I was just reading into it too much, but
Could
I
be
had
just be for the
that's where I was,
show. I didn't
yeah.
notice anything. I thought she looked fine.
I thought she looked fine, and then there was like a
Yeah.
couple times where I'm just like, I don't know, her skin looks loose, or like she looks sick, but then she also
Mm,
looked good. Like I'm looking at this
yeah.
still of her right now, where she's in a suit and her hair's all tied up. She looks really,
Yeah.
really good. But I don't
Okay.
know.
No,
I was just curious if there was anything in the news about her being sick at all, but
not that
or
I know of.
maybe she just got in shape for the role. I don't think she really needed to do a whole lot, but
No.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Nope. Don't
Um,
know.
yeah, I don't really remember a lot about the first episode though. Is there anything else like?
That's pretty much it. The second
Is there?
episode is
Yeah,
where we're recruiting witches for the coven.
yeah. You
Um
know, I thought the recruiting part would have taken a lot longer.
Yeah,
So
well, it's they kind of explain that. They're like, well, within like a certain radius of a witch, there's like seven other witches, and like, okay, so is
yeah,
that just that how many witches are in the world, or just like that
at
you
all
just
times
all
is a
kind of
witch.
just gravitate towards each other?
Yeah, because I was like, because I always felt like witches had like a there. I don't know if I ever heard this or it's just in the back of my mind, but I always felt like witches were territorial and like they
Mm,
needed like their space and they're like I'm in charge of here and I'm gonna do all my voodoo or magic here,
yeah,
and other witches know to stay away. But they took a car ride to go find other witches for the
yeah,
road, and I think what we found like it was like every 2 minutes we were finding stumbling upon another witch. So I was
yeah,
like, I thought the recruiting section would take longer. So now that like I'm assuming more of the show is just going to be all the challenges of the road then, because
yeah.
like it was like what was that all, the whole recruiting was just one episode. It was pretty easy.
Yeah, I think that's just to explain like, hey, here's how we're going to get into this situation, and then I think it's like you said, like everything else in the show is just going to happen on the road. It's
Yeah.
pretty much her journey to get her powers.
Yeah.
What's interesting is the kid, um, whenever he says his name or his backstory or anything, it kind of gets censored.
Yeah.
So we're not meant to know who this kid is, and you can't really find out. Um, and the other thing as well, while she was recruiting everybody, every time she went to visit someone, there were different animals that she felt were like stalking her.
Hmm.
There's like a crow in one scene, there
Right.
was a rat in another one, um, and I can't remember what else. But
Interesting.
do you think those were the Salem Seven at the end, the people in the robes, or is that a different situation?
I don't know anything about them either, so I don't know what
Okay.
honestly, I'm very lost in, like, a lot of this, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping there's, like, some more explaining because as far as,
Yeah.
like, witches go, even in any lore, I don't really know much about.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, this is a
I
whole
mean,
new thing for
I'm
me
in
for
the dark
Marvel,
too,
so,
so
yeah. I now I wanna rewatch it and pay attention to the animals because I don't think I was paying attention to a different animal in each one. The most thing that I was finding weird was how much they're like, "I don't think this person's gonna help us." And then every witch was like, "Oh, I hate you. You're like the worst witch of all. Alright, I'm
yeah.
in." And I
Well,
was like, "Wow, this is."
they all have a reason, right? So
Yeah, but
like,
some of them I thought were kinda bullshit. Like, she was like, "Oh, seems like you're gonna lose your whole shop because you're in money debt." And I'm like, "How is a witch in money debt?" I'm like, "You just
because
like, you got
she
powers."
doesn't have her no, all these people don't have their powers except for the one that does divinations, I think, because she kind
Oh,
of has
so
like visions and stuff. Like she's always
yeah.
like blurting out stuff.
So
Um,
we're so it's witches that because the one was doing potions and making candles and stuff. So she's
yeah,
just got like
she wasn't actually making potions. She has like she has like a scam uh
okay.
beauty
Okay.
shop, right?
So she
But
was mostly looking at witches who had already lost their powers, probably from her or from something else.
yeah,
Okay, that makes more sense because I
yeah,
must have missed that because I was like, what the hell are all these witches you need to go down the road for her for money and
yeah.
shit? I'm like, okay.
One of them doesn't have powers, I think. She just like her mother was a witch, but she knows about all this witch lore from her mother and the songs that she made because she was also a rock star. So
Yeah.
like all these lyrics and everything, like that's kind of explain her backstory and everything.
So, do you think they have some powers, just not their full powers? It's gotta be some
Yeah.
powers, though, right? Because she was, because like, so when we go to each individual place and we're getting these witches together,
Mm-hmm.
when they actually go back to her house and they start singing the song that opens the witch's road, she was purposely trying to piss off all the witches so that they would blast her and she
Yeah.
could get their powers. So I had two theories there. I don't know if I was just maybe I was wrong or whatever, but I was like, did you think she was actually trying to open the witch's road? Or she was just trying to get them all a reason to get together, piss them all off, and have them blast them, and then she could absorb all their powers. And she's like, "Cool, I just got five
I
witches' powers."
I
And
th-
but then they accidentally opened up the witch's door because nobody
No,
actually hit her.
I think she was trying to open the witch's door. She thought she didn't do it, but she knew the Salem Seven were on her ass and right at her door. So
Yeah.
she was like in a hurry. She's just like, somebody hit me with power because I need some power to fight these guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I honestly hilarious that I don't know the other character's name. I just know her as
Mhm.
Dottie. So was Dottie
Dottie is the um was like the bitchy neighbor in the in WandaVision. So I
which
don't know
was
if
the
that's
character from that 70s show?
so she was Mrs. Hart in
Right, okay.
WandaVision. Her
Yeah.
her her real name in the show is Sharon Davis.
Okay.
Yeah. And she is the best part of the show.
Yeah, she's gonna be funny
Yeah.
because she was like, "Yeah, I could go to a tea party. Let's go." And then she
Yeah.
goes over to this like, I'm sure she probably thought Agnes was crazy,
Yeah.
even though like because she's whatever. She's like, "Oh, I'd love to go to a tea party." She's just very like, "Yeah, all right, that sounds like I'm in." I'm. She's very
Yeah.
like that. Like she's already been living like she's in the 70s or 80s, anyways. So she
Yeah.
goes over to this house, starts singing this random song and then getting into it with not
Yeah.
really knowing what the consequences of it are. And then she just the way, dude, I lost it when she looks over and you see her going down the stairs to the witch's road and she's like
Yeah.
down 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 the witch's road. Like she's like singing this song and like she's like I
Yeah.
was like you have no idea what you're in for, but
I
you're going to be
loved
comic relief.
every scene that she was in. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's the best part of the show. Like
Yeah.
she goes to recruits her. She's like, have I told you I love you, your flowers? And she's like, well, no, you haven't.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, she's just playing her character
I
from the
know.
70s show again, pretty much.
Exactly.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? She's gonna be fun for
Yeah.
the show for sure. And I'm hoping episode 3 gives me more of that because I have not seen it. I don't know. But Jess, like, she loves the 70s show, so
Yeah.
that she's
She watching along
she
with you?
yeah, yeah, we're
Yeah.
both watching it. Yeah, we're probably actually after this podcast, we will probably go watch
Episode
another
3.
one. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
knew it was out soon. I was trying to
Yeah.
watch it before you and I did this, but I just too many things going on.
Yeah.
So and
That makes
now
sense. Yeah.
yeah, so next week we'll have two hopefully. What,
Mhm.
what days does it come out? Wednesdays or
I think
Tuesdays?
Wednesdays. I see them
Wednesdays.
on. I watch them on Thursdays at my brother's place.
Okay.
But next week we're gonna be watching Deadpool and Wolverine because it's gonna be out on digital.
Right.
So and they haven't watched it yet, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it with them too.
So I'll probably skip a week watching it, and I'll probably watch 2 the following week. So it'll
Okay.
be um. Okay, so
Do you
that's gonna
want?
be interesting for the podcast.
I can watch like if we I don't mind as long as we're both caught up with it for the most part. So like
So the
next if you
next
skip one like we
podcast
could
we would be doing
do you want to do 3 and 4 or three,
3.
four, and
No,
5?
that's what I'm asking. Like, should we do 3 and 4 or 3, 4, and 5?
I'll at least make sure I watch 3 and 4, so we have two
Mhm.
to talk about. I'd rather at least talk about two than one.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, if we have
Because
time to do it week to week, we
yeah,
can do that. But I'd
I
rather at least
either way, I'd be watching up to 5 at that point. So
okay. Then I'll try to watch 3, 4, and 5. If I
just I
only have
can.
3 and 4, then at least we have two to talk
No,
about.
yeah, that's fine. Like, if you want to do 3 and
Yeah,
4, then I'll talk 3 and 4, but I'll still watch 5. But like,
yeah.
I can talk 3 and 4 because I haven't said anything about episode 3 yet. I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah.
But
It ends. Second episode ends with like after they get their witch's coven. What do they have, by the way? We should probably talk about the witches. Like they have
yeah,
like a
let me
healer.
get a shot. I'm gonna try to get a shot of the group in the trailer here, but I don't think necessarily a healer. Oh,
Like
I'm getting like
potions person.
spoilers. I should stop watching the trailer actually because I'm getting spoiler stuff.
Ooh.
But I thought I saw a shot of them all together. There was one where they're in the road.
Okay.
So, well, here's them turning around, I guess. So I don't know. I don't have all the names memorized.
I don't either. Just I don't either. Especially with the people like they're talking about their
Yeah.
real names and then their WandaVision
Yeah.
names. I'm like, God damn it! I'm like, that's too many. There's
Oh,
too many names.
I think this is gonna be a spoiler for me. Actually, now I'm kind of excited. I'm excited for just this shot right here. Okay, so on the left, We have Jennifer Kale, because that was the first like reveal uh from like the casting that we saw. This is actually a character from the comics.
Yeah.
Um, and she is a magic character. In this show, though, she specifically does potions.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
the teen, I think, just wants power. I don't know. I don't know his objective really. We don't really know anything about him because we're not supposed to. Anything that he says gets censored.
Yeah.
Other
Which
than
is
that, he has a boyfriend. That's all that they really told.
yeah. Which is interesting about his character because when he speaks,
Hmm.
it's he's censored, but like she's there's even a scene in the car where she's turning up the radio and the
Yeah,
radio is fine while he's talking and she can't hear anything he's actually saying. And I'm assuming he doesn't know that that's happening, right?
yeah.
Because he's why would he be like, why would he
That's
even
what
be
it seems
talking if
like.
he said
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we got Agatha in the middle there, and then we got, I don't know her name. They they said I think her mother's name was Lorna. I'm trying to remember. It was some sort of like rock star or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then I don't remember the character on the right, but so I so the daughter of the rock star. I don't remember what her magic thing is. The one on the right, though, in the yellow, she does divinations. So she has like all these visions and stuff. She randomly blurts out, um, "Get
That's
away from me" or
the older
something.
lady, right? The
Yeah, the
first
older
one we're
lady.
introduced to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Mrs. Davis, aka Mrs. Hart, just is just a neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
she's supposed to be the Green Witch. I don't remember what that means, but Agatha, obviously it was supposed to be Aubrey Plaza's character, but
yeah.
Agatha did not want to recruit her because she's trying to kill her. So she decided to grab Mrs. Davis instead.
Yeah. Um yeah, the titles of these episodes are long. The first one is Seekest Thou the Road,
Hmm.
and then the second one is Circle Sown with Fate, Unlock Thy Hidden Gate. And then the third one is Through Many of Tricks and Trials. Like they just like got like the titles are so long that like when I go to
The
Disney Plus, I have to like
Yeah,
hit the expansions though. We are that is there's 3 episodes out,
the
and
reason
we're just
for
talking about the first two.
yes, the reason for that is they're all part of the lyrics of the song,
That's what I
but
figured.
they all relate to what's happening in the episode.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, pretty cool.
yeah, um,
So I don't know if this is gonna be a musical because I haven't watched the third one yet, but it looks like
doesn't
there
seem
is,
like it. No.
so it was just so someone must have saw the singing for the enchant.
Well, they went. I said that. So they went on
Mm,
stage to like during it was either it would have been D23 at D23. All the
yeah.
actors went on stage and started singing the main song from the second
Okay.
episode, and I was like, I'm wondering if it's a musical, like if they're introducing the show with a song.
Right.
Is there a musical? So
That's right. I was worried about it being a
yeah,
musical. I'm gonna opt for the fact that I'm gonna be a lot happier that it's not a musical, but I am along for this
yeah,
story. It is interesting. I'm glad it's right around Halloween time too. So hopefully there's enough episodes to continue well into October. So should be
yeah.
pretty good.
That
Um,
said, the song was kind of great.
just okay.
It's just okay.
Did you
I thought
say
it
it
was
was great?
catchy.
You liked
I thought it was great. Yeah,
it was it was all right, but they were also like talking while they were enchanting too, and there's like a
yeah,
lot going on. So like honestly, I was just happy with the '70s show character because she was all like
yeah.
dancing
She
while
was dancing. Yeah, it was best.
she was getting into it. So like I was honestly more focused on like her, and I was like, ah, this is
Yeah.
hilarious. So um,
Where's this falling though? Is this something that you think is good so far, or something that's like lower tier MCU, or is it too early to say?
I think it's too early to say. Like the
Yeah,
first episode, I was kind of bored.
yeah,
Second episode, I was like, okay, so we're speeding through the process of choosing witches.
hmm,
I didn't watch the third one yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the witches road. I'm interested. It has my attention. Is all I can say right now. I
Yeah,
don't know
same.
if I
I'm
don't.
intrigued. I'm like, I don't know how
Yeah,
to really feel about it, but I'm at
if the
least intrigued.
if at least every episode has like a, it leaves me wanting more, and
Hmm.
it has like challenges that are cool to me, or like at least like um they are challenging. I don't want like a bunch of
Yeah,
like, oh, we finished. It's supposed to be a really hard road, so I expect there to
yeah,
be some really good challenges. So if we start just flying through challenges, no problem, and that's just to make the show like silly and fun, I'm like,
yeah,
how really tough was this then? I'm like, don't
yeah.
tell me something's
Exactly.
supposed to be don't tell me something's supposed to be tough, and then you guys are all like, oh, we did it because of the power of working together, and I'm like, yeah, fuck off.
I
So I don't
think
know.
I'm
I'm
just
hoping it's.
remembering now. Like I was doing the quick watch back, and I think there was something that was a reference to Wizard of Oz, but now I can't remember what it was.
I do. I'm getting Wizard of Oz vibes. So like
Yeah,
that's. I didn't. I don't know if I really saw any reference, but
yeah.
I
If
can.
I
I can see
if
that.
I remember it, I mean, I'll bring it up in a future podcast. But
Yeah.
interesting show so far,
Yeah. Yeah. It has
definitely.
my attention. I'm
Mhm.
liking it. I don't know. But I mean, I also had the same thing with Miss Marvel. I did like the first 3 episodes, and then I got bored of it. So I think this will have my attention more. I've definitely already watched more than I have of She-Hulk. So um, yeah, no,
I
I'm
gotta
gonna.
I
What's
gotta
that?
watch She-Hulk with you, man.
Yeah, I know.
I think it'd be.
Yeah, we never talked about that one. I wonder if we had actually done like our week to week podcast. Like if you had made me do it, I would
We
have watched
No,
it
we
more.
didn't
But
because you weren't watching it. So I did solo videos.
oh,
So
okay,
those are
yeah,
available on the channel. They're called Hit Pause Reviews. So it's kind of like a mini review of the episode and like my reaction and
yeah.
discussion. So go check that out if you want. But yeah, maybe eventually we'll watch it. I feel like we should watch it before. I'm trying to think like what would be important
Maybe like
for She-Hulk.
maybe when she comes more into play, or like
Yeah, because I'm thinking
Banner kind of
I
comes
don't think we're
more.
gonna get another season. I mean, there is like renewed interest in this show, I think, because that's all I keep seeing on my social media. Is people like, wait, I finally watched She-Hulk. Everybody said it sucked. I enjoyed it. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much like all my threads right now.
yeah,
um, but I think because of the budget of the show and them going over budget, I don't think that it's gonna come back. However, the character though, I think there's at least interest in the character to bring her back in other things. So for
yeah.
me, like the next big thing that we could see her in is probably Avengers. So the next
Okay.
Avengers movie.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully they do better graphics on her because I didn't think she looked that great.
Well, the assumption is movie budget is going to be better,
Right.
right? So
Yes. Yeah.
and more time. You know, they're not doing the whole. I mean, they are still doing the rushing with the graphics and stuff, but at least like there's more of a push to stop overworking and stop underpaying visual
Yeah.
artists. So hopefully we get better quality out of that.
And I think that's what'll make or break Agatha for me. Like if it's like kind of silly and the graphics aren't like
Well,
great and
the
stuff, then
interesting
I
thing is, I saw there's a featurette on Agatha right now, and they're saying how a lot of the effects are practical in the show.
mm, yeah.
So I don't imagine everything's practical. I think they were saying like everything's practical, but I don't think everything's practical in a show about witches. Like you can't. So
Right.
um but for the most part I think like all the visual stuff you're seeing is not going to be just fake CG. So
Right. Okay.
it's going to be completely different to She-Hulk for sure. She-Hulk you have to have the CG. There's no way around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think.
I
I
just
mean,
like that. Like the end of Invasion. That one
Secret
was so.
Invasion, yeah.
Yeah, that was so bad. That
What
fight
happened at the
scene.
end?
That
Oh,
under the
yes,
big.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was rough. That fight, they're supposed to be like two of the most powerful people because they could absorb
yeah.
stuff, and then they were like, it was like a less than 2 minute fight, and it was so awful to watch. It was rough.
Yeah.
Um.
Is that
Anyway,
where is this
that's
where
about
you
the
want
end of. Yeah, that's about the end of season or
yeah,
episode 2. I
episode
think.
2,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't really have a lot of. I don't know. There's not like a there's not like a not a lot happened. It was mostly just like character just talking about
Yeah.
like the characters and like recruiting them. So
Yeah.
and
I'm
then a lot
curious
of
to
it
see
is
where it ends. Like, what's the whole purpose of? Um, this kind of came up to uh when I was like a guest on the McClunky Squadron podcast. Like
yeah,
every episode, the question came up, where is this going? But it's
yeah,
like for every Marvel property, and I always see like other people say that online. Where's like for every project, where is this going? We're not in the Infinity Saga anymore, so that question doesn't need to happen anymore,
yeah,
right? This is a whole new thing. Clearly, a lot of the projects are like we're introducing new things. We're not telling an like we're not necessarily telling an overarching story. These are new things that are happening within the world,
yeah.
right? So they all have their own individual stories. But when a lot of the stuff you can see it like we're talking about secret um secret war is the end goal here. Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret War. You can kind of see where things are going in the background overarching story, but for the most part, you don't need to worry about where this is going. You just sticking with the individual story. That said, this story, where is this going? Like I don't know, I don't really know where it's going to end up or what the purpose of like featuring Agatha or spending like all this time on Agatha is. Oh wait, do I lost your volume? Are you muted?
Oh, sorry. That was
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought I unmuted myself. The only thing I can think of is like this is like their way of introducing a coven of witches into the thing. So maybe this goes like she's got the TV show now.
Mhm.
Maybe if this does well, this goes into a movie with just like witches, and we can get more like we can pull from more like um witch villains of the MCU, or maybe she becomes a very good villain at the end of this, and then we get
Yeah.
like another like witch movie where we have a good witch fighting whatever. I don't know anything about this guy that is the kid that's following, whatever, leading her to this whole road thing. But obviously, he's here for a reason because he got her out of this. So
Do you think
unless
this show is like is a way to set up and introduce this character into the world without having them involved in another project?
potentially, I
Hmm.
don't know if we're done with Wanda. Like we could be. Like she had her ending. She was bad, then she was good for a long time, and then she
Yeah.
ended up being bad, and then she died good or whatever. So like Wanda had her bit. I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen still wants to continue the role. I don't know. I
She's
haven't
had
really.
mixed responses from what I
Right.
see.
So
But
maybe.
so has Colton Dunn. I think that's his name, who played Luke Cage. Or
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
sorry, Mike Coulter. Mike Coulter.
Yeah.
Um, who played Luke Cage. He said, "Nah, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore." And then in the next interview, he's like, "You know what? Been thinking about it. I'm ready to come back." Like so.
Yeah. Really just depends how much money they throw at you. You'll say yes. So I don't know
You
why anybody
see,
says no.
I saw somewhere that Scarlett Johansson is a producer on the Thunderbolts, and she
Oh,
did say
that's
previously
cool.
after they settled their lawsuit,
Yeah.
that she was working on something with Marvel, and that's what it seems to be then. So it's probably Thunderbolts.
What I am happy to see is that
Mhm.
she's a big dinosaur fan, and I guess she's been wanting to be in the Jurassic Park movies for a while, and now she's going
Mm.
to be like the lead role in the next Jurassic Park movie.
Well,
So
she should push for some dinosaur stuff in the MCU
in
because
the MCU,
we got the Savage Land we can go to. We got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. You
yeah.
know, we got the one dinosaur that was in the Runaway show. I mean, we
What's
got lots of dinosaurs we can
what's
bring
the
into the
dragon
MCU.
in space? Um,
Dragon in
what's the dragon?
space.
He's in the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh, oh man, I'm trying to remember now. Was that Fin Fang Foom?
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
him. I want to see him.
I don't know if
I
Marvel
wanna,
has the rights because they could have introduced them in Shang-Chi, but they decided to do a different dragon.
yeah, well, I want Fin Fang Foom. I want him. My next Guardians movie better have Fin Fang Foom in it.
There's
It'd be
also
pretty sick.
Dragon Man, like an
Yeah,
android dragon, but I mean, still, his name is Dragon Man.
yeah.
Bring in the
But
dragon.
I want the girl that I don't know if she's from the comics or if she was a new character for the Guardians of the Galaxy game. That
She was a
Beast
new
met.
character, yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. She got to bring her back. and don't change any of her features because she
I
was
want
awesome.
see, the simple answer to bring a bunch of Guardians stuff back.
Yeah,
Bring the show, bring or continue the story as an animation. That's what I want. You
for
get
the
something.
Guardians game.
Uh, no, like just
Oh, for-
MCU Guardians. You want to continue
oh, yeah,
MCU Guardian story? Bring them back as animation. You know, I know a lot of the actors are done. Like I'm done with that role. That's fine. Bring in a different character to voice them. But
yeah,
like I want to keep seeing those stories. I want to keep seeing those characters. Like I'm
yeah,
not done with them.
yeah.
Like
But we did see the new Guardians of the Galaxy team that Rocket's leading at the end.
yeah,
I like, you know what? Maybe just the um
even if they do that as an anime, I'd love
yeah,
to see that
but
continue.
who's the main guy who does it? James Gunn. He's busy with DC right now, so maybe he has plans for
He
that
doesn't need
later.
to. He doesn't need to be involved
That's true, but I would
with
prefer.
animation stuff.
He
I
does
don't
good.
think
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think he was really involved with I Am Groot. I think he was consulted to be like, hey,
yeah,
where do things fit? But like even him himself saying like, like I think he said in an interview he's like, yeah, it's canon, but it's like it's kind of canon.
yeah,
Like so like
yeah.
even he himself doesn't believe like this is part of it. So um
Anyway, anyways, back to what I was saying about the guy. I think my theory of where this is going. I
mhm,
don't, like I said, I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen is coming back, but I do, because we don't know who he is and what his plan is, but he wants to get Agatha, who is also like a strong witch or whatever.
mhm,
Maybe his plan is to help her get her powers back, and then maybe like the only way to fully break her spell is to actually for have her bring back Wanda from the dead and then have her break her spell. And I don't know if there'll be something like that.
yeah.
That's just like a that's probably far fetched, but I'm just like I have no idea where Marvel ever really is going with most of their stuff. So if
That's the thing. Like, is this show just a vehicle to bring
yeah,
Wanda back into the MCU?
yeah,
And
and
I
that's
feel like that's I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either. I don't think I want her to. It's just
Hmm.
that's just a theory where I'm like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems to come back. Like even Robert Downey Jr. They're like he's dead, and they're like, nah, actually, but now he's gonna play someone else.
But I think
Which I
his return, I think we've discussed that quite a bit on the
yeah,
podcast, right? I feel like his return is uh is both creative and makes sense within the world of the MCU and the story that they're telling for this part of the saga. And
yeah,
like all of that fits so well. And like I get that you disagree with me and you think that you know Tony's sacrifice at the end meant something, and I totally get that. I just feel like the story that they're setting up for Doomsday and Secret Wars, I think fits so well for the MCU and the precedents and the comics and stuff like that. That I think this is a very interesting and unique story, despite all that. Like I don't necessarily feel like it's betraying Tony because this is the specific way that they're going about it. But
yeah,
that said, like with Wanda, I think it's a different story. Like bringing back Wanda from the dead after making the sacrifice to destroy all the Darkholds. Um, I don't know if that's really where they should go. I'm not like upset about it if they do it, and I'd be like it's a Marvel thing. So if they're bringing back somebody, it's kind of expected. But I don't know. I feel like you're making a show called Agatha All Along, and this is her story, and you're making this whole thing about bringing like witchcraft into the MCU and focusing on this coven and everything, and at the end being like, just kidding, this was actually a Wanda show all along."
yeah,
Like I
right.
don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, yeah. It would be kind of annoying for them to use Agatha, the actress. What's her
Hmm.
name? Catherine.
Catherine
What's her
Hahn.
name? Catherine. It would just be like, we
Yeah.
need you to bring Wanda back so that we can pay this other witch a lot more
Yeah.
money for movies that whatever. So yeah, that's just a theory. If it has anything to do with her at all. If
Hmm.
not, then maybe it's just a way to set up for more witches, and then maybe this will be like our, hey, let's just go off branch here and let's just
Hmm.
put together a coven, and then we can introduce more villain witches from whatever, and we kind of have like this bad witch who we're now going to start to like Because like
Mm-hmm.
that's my theory now is like we don't, Agatha's bad, but obviously if the show's about her, we're supposed to end up liking her. So maybe she goes good, maybe whatever. Maybe this is like a suicide squad of coven witches that we like later when
Yeah.
they fight other witches. Who knows? I don't really know. I don't know where this is going, but
I think
I
he
don't know. It has
said
my interest.
he found Agatha
Yeah.
because he wants to go down the witch's road because the only thing he doesn't have is power or something, and he
Mm.
knows that she went down the witch's road before. I think that's the reason, at least his own stated reason,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't either. It is a.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm along for the ride now, so I'm going down this road with her, and we'll keep updating, and I'll let you know whether I like it more or less. I am
Yeah.
interested right now. So like the first episode, I was like, oh boy, this is just a lot of like whatever. It was had funny moments, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like into it. Then the second one, I was like, that's a better episode, way better.
Did you say how
So
many episodes there were earlier?
no, I was asking you. I wasn't sure how many there was. I was wondering if this was going to be like one of those like 6 episode shows, or if we had already talked about a.
Well, it's hard to say because the episodes feel short. Like they
Yeah.
feel like WandaVision short, which had 9 episodes, but those eventually went longer. But it's not like that short. It's closer to the length of those hour-long shows, which are 6 episodes.
Right. We got 9.
Um,
It looks like 9. This says
9.
Agatha All Along will have 9 episodes that will be released exclusively
So
on
it
Disney
start,
Plus.
and I think I remember seeing that there's gonna be a 2 episode finale, and so it started with a 2 episode premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should lead up all the way up to Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the
One
day
a
before
week and then
Halloween.
ending with 2.
Yeah.
Start with 2, one a week, ending with 2. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm excited, so
All right.
um
What do you think about Agatha All Along? Let us know down in the comments down below. Where do you think this is going? Where do you think it's going to end up? And are you excited about Thunderbolts?
yeah, let us know. Let us know if it left you so full, so filled.
So full, so filled. We will be back talking the next few episodes of Agatha All Along. That's it for now, though. Have a good one.
Cheers.